Now let's take a look at the interface. We have up here an upper ribbon. File has all this going on: edit, screen, view, physics, and then 3 other things that you'll never use in your entire life unless you have a Kinect or Oculus Rift. Actually, that would be cool for VR. Anyways, yes, there's a lot of buttons, but only focus on the ones that will help you with your workflow. Usually, I cut down these buttons to only a little bit of use, especially this horrible, crazy toolbar down here. We're gonna cut that down. Anyways, let's start with loading up a model. I have it set already to my Gumi off model that I've personally been editing a bit. In the comments section of the original model, I do have my personal edit there for download in case you want exactly this. All you have to do is put the PMX file in with the other one, which I deleted because of the horrible neck. Anyways, so first I'm going to use the right mouse button to pan around and look at all the different dots that are filling up the view. We can get rid of that with this right here, which shows different rotation points. Now, the first thing, I just zoomed in by using the scroll wheel, and actually I'm using a touchpad at this moment, so it was like 2 fingers and scrolling downwards. Anyways, what I just left clicked on is her shoulder bone, and as you can see, it's got a nice little few axis circles. If I use the blue, it'll rotate along with the blue. I use red, it'll rotate along, yikes, with the red, and then green, yeah. And if you already noticed that like these models are breaking, you're gonna be doing a lot of breaking of models. It just happens. Now the thing I wanted to show you, the difference between the bone handle systems. This is the bone handle, and normal is what this looks like. This is completely useless in a 3D space. Like, yuck. Nobody naturally moves like that. Now you want to set it to something that's actually useful, and that is advanced, where it pops up into a full 3D view. And I use this all the time. Now there are differences between these dots. Circular dots with a hole in them pretty much are regular rotation joints. They only feature just rotation that you can mess with. And the different rotation angles, blue, it follows the motion of the arm, and then green also follows the motion of the arm but rotates that way, and red rotates that way. What you want to avoid is clicking this box in the center, because it's based on where your camera is at. So if I rotate this way and then move it, it's hard to tell with rotator joints, but that's following based on the camera. Let's see here if I know a better example. So this purple here does the exact same thing. So wherever you're facing, the arm is going to move with the camera. This can get unpredictable results in perspective mode. So say, oh yeah, let's just move it down. Let's move the purple because it's in an easy position. Well, now it's gonna move down, but also to the back because it followed the camera. I usually only use blue, green, and red in order to keep things consistent. I'm going to click this reset initialize bone. Looks like recycling symbol, and the bone is now back in place. This is useful in case you break your model in a transition to a different pose. Now the next important thing, these right here at the bottom right of the viewer, you have X rotation, does the exact same thing as this red circle. And then you've got Y rotation, does the exact same thing. Z, same. Now, I'm pretty sure the X movement, Y movement, yep, and Z movement don't work because it's just a regular rotation bone. very important, is local versus global. When you click this, you're switching from local, which, as you can see, this green circle is following the bone and the arm downwards. But switching to global, it doesn't even care where the arm goes. It's based on this map, or this grid. And so no matter where I rotate the bone, it's just going to be exactly set the same. This is pretty great for positioning, like your root bone. I really should connect my mouse. Anyways, like that is an extra bone. Anyways, positioning and rotation without messing up how high something is, because or without messing up the angle. Because if I go with local and I have her slightly on a mountain or something, then this can easily get messed up when trying to keep her consistent with the map. And we don't even have a map in there. But anyways, let's highlight everything and reset her back to the beginning. So, back to the other bones. Right here, a circle with an X in it is an arm twist bone. This is important for doing stuff like stretching motions, or going up to... Here, let's have her scratch the back of her head or something like that. So this one has a double, one for the elbow to keep it consistent, and one for the actual arm. I never double click, come on. And I missed it. There we go. Move this up. Yep, broke her arm, that's okay. As you can see, it's at this motion. There's two things you can do here. You can rotate the wrist bone, and that looks okay, but up to a certain point, or the arm or the wrist starts looking absolutely broken. So if you can't do that, then you can also rotate the elbow a little bit, but you can only do this so much until the elbow looks broken as well. So how do you do it? And that's using these arm twists to kind of just move it around. Yes, it looks like Harry Potter's arm in Chamber of Secrets when he breaks it, but and there's no bones, but it's super useful to make it look more natural and get things into position without breaking stuff. And I accidentally did that, but that's okay. I can just reset it. Not box selected. Okay. Whew, that kind of looks messed up. But yikes. It was just a simple elbow motion, but this is okay enough, is it? There we go, there we go. Not like that, but like that. And if it just looks off and I just want to give up, I usually reset it. Oh, I over twisted it. Okay. Just go back a little bit. There we go. It's looking much more natural, rather than just moving this and this. Now, the last bone style is the square. And let's go for... No. The thumb is a pretty good spot. Now, as you can see, it's probably hard to control the camera. These little buttons at the bottom right, I use all the time. Bone allows the camera to focus on the bone. Even if it's like moving in the animation, the camera will stay focused on the bone. It's pretty cool. But the big downfall about it is if you click anywhere else, suddenly you're looking somewhere else, because it's looking at the root bone. And you gotta zoom out, and you gotta look for wherever the hell that thing was, and then you gotta zoom back in. So what I personally do is I double click the bone button. So there. So now I'm focused on it, and if I click anywhere else, it doesn't zoom off into the middle of nowhere. Now model just focuses the camera on the root bone. Yay. And then camera goes back to where your camera is. I use bone and camera a lot because camera allows me to check a shot and bone allows me to go into the model and just start adjusting. So now, less off topic and more actually on topic, squares. These don't just allow rotation, but they allow movement as well with the red arrow, green arrow, and blue. Let me show you something. If I can just rotate it in a way where I might accidentally click something else. Oh, here we go. Let me rotate this downwards. So you see how the blue is intersecting with this arm twist? The mouse automatically prioritizes bones over the actual movement arrows. So watch out for that. Make sure when... There we go, let me move this in place again. Make sure when you go to click one of these arrows, that it's actually highlighting. Just like this. Now let's actually move it. This is following the x-axis. Yikes. And this following y. And we're just breaking her even further. And z. Yeah, z. And then x. Honestly, this is like playing with dolls, but you just have a cursor that does the movement for you. It's like stop motion action, but you can just move different bones using these rotation circles. Yeah, they might be glitchy sometimes, especially when it comes to moving things at odd angles. Sometimes people need her. Anyways,
moves things the most. And this, following the arrow, seems to...
Wow, that was a really long way of just saying, just follow the arrow when it comes to moving things with your mouse. Now, you can speed it up by holding Shift, and you can slow it down by holding Control. These are very important for multi-size things because the larger something is, let's just do this right now. The larger something is, the more it's going to just fly off without any shift or control clicking. But if you hold shift, oh, now it's completely gone. But if you hold control, it's kind of more like the normal movement a little bit. So when you scale up something and you adjust it, the actual moving of that object scales up too. And if you scale something down, then the actual movement of that object is going to be incredibly slow. So 0.01. And now let's go to bone, let go. I can't even zoom the camera in all the way. But without holding shift or control, notice how she barely moves. Okay, I think that gets the point. Let's go back to camera. Alright. Now the other thing I wanted to show was clipping. Let's go up to a part. Let's see, arm. As you can see, we're pretty close to her arm, and it's not clipping whatsoever. You can actually see it right in front of the camera. But if I go over to this clip option and set it to 1, or hell, let's set this to 5. Now what the camera is doing is it's removing anything directly in front of it. Oh, there we go, perfect view, the face. So the closer up it is to something, it starts removing whatever's directly in front of it. This is great for scenes where you have the camera behind a wall and you don't want like some kind of let me load the scene actually. Alright, here we go, perfect example. So we've got all this stuff blocking the camera, but if we set the clipping, yeah, it's still at 5, but if we set this to 100, that's sure as hell gonna make a difference. Yeah, if we just clip the entire bedroom. But I think you get the point. This allows being able to remove stuff that's directly in front of the camera.